Chapter 11. Karina. My teeth chatter. It's not that cold in the hospital, but I can't get them to stop. Mom bundles me in the warmth of a blanket. Dad makes me drink some hot chocolate from the vending machine. He holds my hand. Karina, you're safe. Are we, though? We thought we were safe a few hours ago, when we were innocently walking to our car, reciting rhymes from an old picture book. I hear the hurtful words that were flung at us. That man is still out there in the world. How can we be safe? We don't really know that we are safe anymore, do we? I say to Dad. I immediately regret saying that because he looks so miserable. He holds me close, and for a bit I listen to his heartbeat. We don't have much of an update on Papa yet. They're x-raying his leg. We do know his blood pressure is dangerously elevated. Time marches on, even though it feels like our lives have been put on pause. My stomach growls, and we remember we haven't had any dinner. Dad gets us some granola bars, but they taste like ash to me. Finally, the attending doctor comes in to see us. The first thing I notice are his blue eyes, like the man who attacked us. I force myself to look at the doctor. His lips are moving, but I am hardly listening. I take in the rest of him. He is tall and pale, like he has never seen the outside of this hospital. His stethoscope hangs on his wrinkled white coat. His hair is thinning like Dad's. His touch and tone are so different from the other blue-eyed man. I must see beyond his eyes, I tell myself. I must. I remind myself that all brown people are not terrorists, that all people with blue eyes are not mean haters. I try to focus on the present, and I hear him say, "Your daughter is exhausted and in shock. I'm going to give her something to help her sleep. You can take her home, but please don't hesitate to call if you need anything else. We're here to help." I don't want to leave without seeing Papa, but they're doing more tests on him and trying to stabilize his blood pressure. The doctor insists that I need to go home and rest. Dad stays at the hospital, and Mom and I drive home. On the way home, I worry about Chris. He got pushed to the ground and called names, but he didn't run. He stood by us. That Chris is all right. I hope he's okay. Once we're home, Mom offers food, which I refuse. She gives me one of the pills from the doctor to help me sleep with a glass of milk. It's way after midnight when I get into bed, so it's Friday already. I remember that I have a science test on Venn diagrams in 6 hours. I need to wake up in 5 hours to make it to school. Then my head hits the pillow, and the world spins away. I wake up flailing, gasping for air. In my nightmares, I was fighting an enormous dragon-like creature that spat fire, wore a plaid shirt, and yelled, "Go home!" Before the dream fades, I murmur, "This is my home." I look at the glowing numbers on the clock and sit up. I can't believe my eyes. It's 8:30. Mom didn't wake me up for school. "Mom," I call. "Mom!" She hurries in if she's been waiting for my shout. "You're awake," she observes, as if she had some doubt that I would ever wake up. "So late," I say. "I missed the bus." "It's okay," Mom says. "I thought you could skip school today and we could go see Papa." I nod like it's no big deal, and she fills me in. "Papa has fractured his femur, which is the bone in his thigh, the longest bone in the body. The doctors need to insert a metal rod to help hold the bone in place while it heals. Surgery is scheduled for later today. We're lucky he didn't hurt his head. He's going to be fine, right?" "We think so, honey," Mom replies. "But at his age, recovery is harder and slower. His blood pressure is all over the place." "Yes, but he's going to be fine," I repeat with certainty. Papa not getting better is not an option. I get dressed, and Mom and I drive back to the hospital. Do you think Chris made it to school? I ask Mom. It feels weird to not be going. I've always been proud of my 100% attendance record, but after everything that has happened, it suddenly feels unimportant. I'll call his mom later, Mom says. The chilled air and the antiseptic smell feel strangely familiar as we enter the hospital building, although before yesterday I had never spent time in a hospital before. It's as if the antiseptic is supposed to mask the smell of disease, infection, and death. Mom and I tiptoe into the room. Papa snores lightly. An intravenous tube is attached to his right arm, and his hand is blue and bruised where the needle is bandaged down. Papa looks so small and vulnerable that it breaks my heart. Dad is resting in a chair next to Papa. He has stubble on his face from not shaving. Papa opens his eyes when he hears us. My beta, he says, and reaches his hand out to me. Papa calling me his daughter is music to my ears. I squeeze his free hand. When he winces in pain, I step back, horrified. Then Papa laughs. Not his usual loud laugh, but a paler imitation. Still, it's Papa's laugh. I fooled you, he says. We exhale. He's trying to help us smile again. Then he asks about Chris. Is he okay? I nod. He just got a few scrapes and scratches. I show him the pictures I took of Chris's arms. Karina, he says. God willing, I will be okay. I will come home and we will celebrate. Chris will get an A and your picture will be in the art gallery and we will have a party. Yes, I say. I like the way you're thinking. Then, more quietly, but with steel in his eyes, Papa says, Karina, we are not going to let this hater take us down. I hold back my tears. I nod in agreement. That man will not win. He will not defeat us, he says. I have traveled too far for that. Dad adjusts Papa's blanket and puts his hand on Papa's shoulder to reassure him. Papa's words make me feel less scared and alone. This morning, the path was as dark as the night before. It's as if Papa has turned on a flashlight and shown me the way forward. If he is going to fight, so am I. Papa gives me a look that sees through my soul. He must notice the small quiver of my lip, because he says, 1 berry, 2 berry, pick me a blueberry. I swallow the lump in my throat. Papa berry, cake berry. Get well soon, berry, I say. When the orderlies come to transport Papa to surgery, I hold his hand and walk as far as I am allowed. I stop before the big swinging doors that read personnel only. See you soon, Papa says. The clock reads exactly 10:30 a.m. when I walk into the waiting room. Not even 24 hours have gone by since an ordinary walk to the car took an unexpected turn and changed our lives. I scroll through the pictures on my phone. I have lots of images of the smashed berries, the shattered glass, and the sandal. I keep going back and forth viewing the pictures. I'm not sure what I expect will happen. The pictures show me a truth I've missed. It's not like it's a mystery. I know who the victim was, and I know who the bad guy was. There are no hidden clues to be found, yet I keep looking. Then the pictures tell me what to do. I pick the one of Papa's shattered eyeglasses surrounded by the crushed red fruit. His upturned sandal is also in the frame. At first, I don't know what to say, but then the words write themselves. I start typing. My grandfather was beaten up and called ugly names yesterday. He was attacked by a stranger who felt that Papa did not belong in America. someone who saw him as a terrorist and a threat. Papa has lived in America longer than he has lived in his native India. Today, he lies in a hospital bed. My friend Chris and I were with him, but couldn't stop the hate. Please pray that Papa recovers, and that soon he will be back to tutoring math and mending broken fences. I share the post with friends and family. Papa needs their prayers, and I need their support. Chapter 12. Chris. I'm shocked when Mom gives me the option to stay home from school the day after the attack. But I decide to go, thinking Karina might be there. Before I leave, Mom applies some ointment to my cuts. Mom, I say, will Mr. Chopra get better? Oh, Chris, I pray that he will be fine. What exactly happened, though? How did it all start? As I try to put what happened into words, Mom's eyes get wide. She puts her coffee cup down with shaky hands and asks the question that has been swirling in my head. Why would anyone do something like that? It's a question neither of us have a good answer for. School feels weird, and I immediately regret my decision. Karina isn't here after all, and no one knows about what happened to us. A few people ask about my scrapes, but I don't know what to say. At lunch, I go to the bathroom to sneak a look at my phone. That's when I see that Karina has posted a picture, and I almost drop my phone in the toilet. The picture is of Mr. Chopra's glasses, the ones he would peer over when I gave him the wrong answer, the glasses that always slid down his nose, that he meant to have tightened. Chris, he would say as he polished the smudges off his glasses, if you focus and leave your fears at the door, math will make sense. He was right. So I focused, and he helped it all make sense. I could hear his voice in my head saying, Correct, beta. Mr. Chopra invited me to his house, and he made me worksheets. He didn't have to do any of that. He told me stories of when he came to America as a computer science student in 1968. I was so eager to learn, he said. I went to university, got a job, and then applied for legal citizenship. It was hard, Chris, so hard. But America has been good to me and given me a life I couldn't have dreamed of. He doesn't deserve to be disrespected by a man who thinks Mr. C isn't American enough. A guy who thinks he's the more American one. Who made it a contest anyhow? I look at the photo again. I notice how Mr. C's broken glasses lie next to a bunch of smashed berries. Karina Chopra is speaking up. And I see a lot of other people have already commented on her post. So I speak up there too. Hate has no place here, I write. In the hallway, I hear people whispering Karina's name, and I see them showing each other Karina's post on their phones. The word is spreading. I remember when Matt first started playing the African drums, and he was so excited. He said that a long time ago, people would beat their drums a certain way to send messages to other. It's like long distance communication, he said. You mean like phones? I said. Yup, he said. Like phones. Way cooler than phones, I said. Yup, said Matt, beating his drum. Social media. That's our drum. Suddenly, I want the world to know what happened to Mr. Chopra. I want the drums to be loud so that everyone will hear our outrage. Coach, he's here! My friend Diego shouts as I enter the gym for basketball practice. Coach sees me and says, Hustle, Daniels! We line up to do layups, but I'm off my game. My free throws don't sink and the ball slides away when I dribble. I don't care though, because the gym, the game, doesn't feel important today. Quinn slides up to me, puts his hand on my shoulder, and whispers, "Did you see your girlfriend's picture?" I shrug his hand off. "I did," I say. "She's my friend, and what happened is terrible." "She's crying because she spilled her berries," Quinn says. I shoot a warning look at him, but Quinn has never been one to take a hint. "Wah, wah," he says. "Karina Chopra is complaining because her grandpa broke his glasses." His voice is like a drill boring a hole in my skull. "Quinn, you don't know anything," I say, "so shut your trap." Diego and a new kid named Trevor come over and stand next to me, silently supporting me. I decide I'll show them Karina's picture. I know they'll get it. "K-Chops is whining because someone hated her grandpa's brown behind," Quinn says, laughing. I step closer to him, curling my hands into fists, and he sneers. "You want to hit me, don't you?" Now I'm in his face. He's right. I want to hit him. He looks scared for a moment, and when he turns away, I grab his arm. "Coach!" he yells. "Chris is looking for a fight." Coach comes running. "What's going on?" Quinn says. "He started it." "Chris Daniels?" Coach says, looking puzzled. "I didn't expect this from you." "It's not Chris's fault," Diego tells him. By this time, lots of kids have circled around us. Coach is holding Quinn and me apart. "Did you start this?" he asks me. I stare at my shoes and don't answer. Coach shakes his head, confused. "Okay then. Chris, you'll have to sit out today. Starting a fight also means detention, my friend." Quinn laughs. I sit on the sidelines and fume. I should have punched him. What's wrong with Quinn anyway? Why are there so many haters?